Hi, everybody. Welcome back in. I'm so glad to be able to come back into your homes another day to give you a word of encouragement, to give you your daily dose of inspiration, and to give you your daily dose of motivation. I want you to know that things will not always be this way. Things in your life will not stay the way that they are. They're not. It doesn't matter how bleak that your life may seem at this present moment. It doesn't matter how uncertain that things seem. Things are never the way that it appears to be, because the enemy will always give you illusions. So you're going to have to look past the curtain of these illusions, and you're going to have to allow your faith to peek out. I want you to know this. Everything in your life, every single thing in your life is subject to change. Do you all hear me? It is subject to change. And your very existence, while you are here, because you are still here, because you're amongst the living, because you survived so much, this is an indication that God is not done with you. God is not finished with you. God is just getting started with you. Your mere existence is a huge, huge indicator. It's a huge revelation to you and to your life that God has something bigger for you. God has something so big for you. He has something so much better for you. He does. Things are not going to stay this way. They're subject to change. This is not how your story is going to end. It's not. This is a tight spot. You may have hit a pothole in life. You may have to do a U-turn. But I want you to know that the love that God has for you and I, and the Holy Spirit that dwells on the inside of us, is our internal GPS. Whenever you get off course, it is God who is going to reroute you to get you back to that place. And all these things that you will ever go through with, whenever you think you can't make it, whenever you feel like all hope is lost, all hope is gone, I want you to know that God is going to give you a reason to hope again. You can't lose your faith, and don't stop hoping. Whatever you do, don't stop hoping and don't stop believing. I want you to know that better is going to happen for you. Better is. And where you are right now, this is not the end. This is not the end. You can't tell yourself that. It is that internal dialogue that we have with one another, or that we have, it is the internal dialogue that we have within ourselves that will either break your life to a great breaking point, or it will break down your life. So you have to be mindful, and you must be so careful of how you're talking to yourself, family of God, because your words have life. Your words have life. And sometimes when we're not aware of this, when we don't have this understanding, we will say things by default, not knowing that the words that we're speaking is going to bring life to us, or it's going to bring damnation to our own soul, to our own spirit, and to our own external world. This is not it. This is not over. It's not. Because you survived. You are a survivor. And the mere fact that you survived all of those things that tried to take you out and to destroy you, this is a mere indication that God has a great plan for your life. The enemy has a plan for your life, but God's plan for your life, God's plan for my life, will always supersede the kingdom of darkness. Don't ever forget that. And don't judge God by people who have not been so good to you, who has not been fair to you. We all get hit. It doesn't matter how loving we are. It doesn't matter how giving we are. It doesn't matter how much we inspire people, motivate people. It doesn't matter how nurturing that we are. It doesn't matter how much we do our best to do the right thing by everybody. We all are going to get hit. Everybody gets hit. Everybody goes through trouble. Everybody is going to go through a trial. Everybody's going to go through a tribulation. But you're going to have to know who you serve, and you're going to have to know that God is going to cause these things that you go through to put you in an elevation season. You're going to be in a season where God will elevate you, but before you're elevated, God has to make sure that we are prepared for the thing that he has for us. See, you're being prepared right now, wherever you are, whatever you prayed for, whatever you're asking for, whatever you're hoping for, whatever you're believing for, whatever you are aspiring to do, whatever it is, whatever business venture that you want to take part of, it doesn't matter. Whatever the level of success that you want to ascertain in your life, whatever that is, I want you to know that God is preparing you for that thing. I know, see, sometimes we live in a microwavable generation. We want it right now. We want it right now. But the best things are when it takes time. Like when a diamond is being made, it takes time. That diamond goes through so many changes before it becomes that pure gem. And before we become that better version of ourselves, we have to go through the fire. You want a solution to your problems? I want you all to keep tuning into this channel. If you want the trajectory of your life to change for the absolute best, if you want to know how you can become the greatest version of yourself that God said you can become, I want you to stay tuned into this channel. We're not here to give anybody accolades. We're not here to do that. We're not here to entertain anybody. We're not entertainers on our channel. We are really, honestly, authentically here for you. We're here for you. We're here to help you develop and becoming the greatest person that you want to be and who God said you have a right to become. You have to believe that. No matter what you go through in life, you must believe. And you got to know that you know that you know that this is not it. This is not how your story is going to end. I know you thought that you should be in a better position by now. I know you think that. I know you thought that your life would have panned out by now. I know you believe that. I was where you are now. I know some of you may think that you should have been further along by now. You should have been married by now. You should have had children by now. You should have had that success for your business. You should be traveling the world. Whatever vision that you have placed here in your mind, you believe that things should have been better for you now, by now. You can't understand, you can't fathom why isn't my life becoming better? But see, that's the thing. Your life is becoming better, but it's not becoming better at the pace that you want it. I want you to learn how, family of God, if you're not doing this, I want you to learn how to thank God for the small miracles that he's given you along the way. God gives us small miracles along the way so that we can show gratitude, because he doesn't want to just shower us with blessings and we're always complaining and we're always murmuring. See, the children of Israel, they murmured against God all the time. They complain all the time, but we can't murmur and we can't complain. And we have to take accountability for where we are in life, and we must take responsibility for where we are. We have to, because we have to make sure that we have learned the lessons from our past history. Because if we don't learn the lessons from our past history, we are going to model that unhealthy and toxic behavior, and we are going to repeat these negative cycles. I can promise you, family of God, with everything that I know about God, with all my experiences that God has taken me through, and there have been some hard places in my life where I didn't know how I was going to make it, that I didn't know how I was going to come out of it. I've been through your betrayals that you've gone through on all spectrums. I have. I've had people to walk out of my life who promised to be there for me. But anybody who left you, family of God, they were not called to you. And God has something better for you. God has somebody better for you. You got to believe that. I don't want you to cry over whatever is dead. You remember when David, he committed adultery with Bathsheba, and they bore a child. And he prayed and he went before the Lord and he fasted for God to allow that child to live. But God allowed that baby to die, because whatever is born in sin, God is not obligated to let it live. He's not. And whatever we birth outside of the realm of God, God doesn't have to let it live. So be grateful for where you are. Be grateful for the things that God didn't give you, that you wanted him to give you. I had to learn that too, family. I thank God that God didn't give me some of the things that I asked him for. I thank God that he didn't answer some of my prayers because he knew what was best for me. You know, sometimes we think we know what's best for us, and we do not. And when you walk with God, he's going to reveal these things to you. He knows, and he's going to always do what's best for you. This is not how you are going to end up. You're not going to stay in this place. And wherever you are, that's God's will for your life. If somebody left your life, it was God's will. If your relationship didn't work, it was God's will. Y'all hear me? I know it's hard to wrap your arm around it. It's hard to wrap your mind and your emotions around it because you're so emotionally connected to people. And you're emotionally connected to the dreams that you made with somebody or the plans that you had. But God knows the heart of people. You hear me? We don't know the heart of men, but God said he did. God said, I know the heart of men. He said, and the king's heart is in my hand. He said, and I will turn the king's heart in whatever direction that I choose. God is going to turn the heart of people in your favor. God is going to cause people to bless you. God is going to cause people to give you an opportunity. He is. God is a restorer of the breach. God is going to restore your life. Everything that the cankerworm, the palmer worm, and the locust has eaten, God is going to restore that. He's going to restore you 1,000-fold. God said, give, and it shall be given back to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over shall men give into my bosom. Wherever you are, it's God's will. Whatever you are going through with right now, it is God's will. Your mistakes have been factored in God's will. Our poor decisions, our poor choices have been factored in God's will. He knew the mistakes we would make. God knew all of that, but he loved us enough not to hold anything against us. But this is a learning curve for all of us. We're learning. We're learning. We're learning what not to do. We're learning in our life what is the best thing to do. God is teaching us. And whenever you see growth and productivity in your life, that means you learn your lesson. The things that you go through with, you can't just go through them. You have to learn from them, or you're going to repeat your negative history. It's like having a different relationship. How some people have relationship after relationship. Like, why can't I find my person? Because it's how you're choosing. Have you ever chose wrong? I've done it, family of God, because I was broken and I would choose wrong. Even if it was a different person, they had the same spirit. Why? Because we are broken, and how we choose is unhealthy. And you don't know how to properly choose anything in life until you heal. And even after we heal, we still have to pray, and we still have to seek the will of God. I can promise you today, wherever you are, even if it's in a hard place, even if you're in a Garden of Gethsemane experience, if you're having that, even if you're in the wilderness, even if you're in a mountaintop, even if you are going through a tsunami of problems in life, you are in the center of God's will, and this is the safest place that you need to be in. I want you to know that. You need to know this. It is God's will, and all of this is going to work for your good, every bit of it. This is not how things are going to end for you. It's not. Your story isn't over. God is going to turn the page, and God is going to write a new chapter in your life. And some people weren't supposed to be a permanent part of your life. Some people weren't supposed to be that intricate part of your life. You know, some people were supposed to be temporary in our life to teach us how to love us. If you went through a bad experience, it's something that God wanted you to learn. It's something that God wanted us to learn. Whenever you go through so many problems, God is allowing us to go through these problems so we can gain wisdom, so we can gain revelation, so we can gain knowledge and understanding on how to counteract the enemy, how to counteract the opposer. You are powerful people. You're great people. And never forget it. And don't allow people to treat you less than what you know you deserve, because people will not respect you. They will not respect you, family, whenever you allow people to come in and out your life like a revolving door and to treat you so poorly. And you allow that poor treatment. Don't do that. They don't love you. God is going to love you through somebody. He is. This is Prophetess Nikki G. It's a pleasure to come back into your house today, family of God. Thank all of you for what you do daily on our channel, for all of your prayers, all of your acts of kindness. I so greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like our video, share, and subscribe. Keep hitting that like button. Keep hitting it. And be mindful, be diligent, and be alert, because the enemy is always roaming. He's looking. He's searching for who he can destroy, because he came to steal, kill, and destroy everything. But God said, I came that you have life. He said, I came that you will have it in abundance. That means until it overflows. God didn't come so we can exist, to do the same mundane things in life. Now, God came that you will have an abundant life. So go have an abundant life. You can have it all in God. You can. Don't judge everybody by your past experience. No, people of God, go within and self-reflect and ask yourself so many questions. Why do I accept this? Why did I allow this? When you can answer these questions, you are going to grow. Things are going to get better. They're not going to end this way. Don't get scammed in the comment section. You see these scammers. I'm asking all of you graciously, whenever you see the reply with my fake picture icon and other people's fake picture icon, how they're pinning comments, please do not let that comment stay there. Don't let it stay on our channel. I want you all to delete your reply whenever you get that fake picture icon under your comment section, people of God, and report these people. We got to go, but we'll talk later. If it be the will of the Lord, the best is truly yet to come. Do you believe that? Why don't you type that in the comment section and affirm that? The best is truly yet to come for you. It is. And you got to believe it. Speak things that be not as if it already were. You are a co-creator. How do you create your life? You're going to form your life just like God did. He spoke everything in existence. And be specific. And keep your heart right. Keep your heart pure. We're not perfect people. That means we're not without error. We are not without fault. We are not. But perfect in Christ. That means we're complete. That means shalom. That means there's nothing missing, lacking, or broken in your life or in mine. It's not. God is going to make the difference. Never look to a man to feel you. Never look to a woman to feel you. Never look to fame and riches. No, family of God, to feel you. God is not going to allow anything in this world to take the place of him. God intentionally created you and I with a void for him. You remember that. Don't look for anything to fulfill you outside of God. Don't do that, because God is going to let these things fail us. He is. You're going to make it. You are. Don't look where you are. Look where you're going. We'll talk later. Bye-bye.